We're just between the riding seasons right now. It's winter outside, it's snowing, it's a really bad weather.
Definitely not my favorite weather for riding.
But the good part is that it's time for us to discuss about the riding gear we had this year. Let's stay in the helmet department because I have the the Klim Krios Pro. Yeah, wait a second. I want to.
Don't remove his head.
I'm trying to. Yep, carbon fiber, a lightweight helmet, and it's very light. You cannot feel it on your head. It's really pleasant to ride this one in the city and in off-road and everywhere.
You stole it from Power Rangers.
Do you think so? Yeah, probably it's because of the aerodynamics. I don't know. So because of the looks.
Tell me about it.
I'm not sure about it. It's a very nice helmet. It's very popular. I saw it everywhere this year. What?
It comes with a duct tape?
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you about this one because I put this to cover the vent because I was using it in cold weather, and these vents over here, there are 4 of them with these 2 over here. It makes 6 of them. Well, when riding at high speeds on the highway, you got all the air from outside right into your helmet, in the eyes area, in the ears area, and it's not pleasant at all. And this was the only way to do it. You see, this is a very ventilated helmet. It's made for dual purpose use for both on-road and off-road, but especially for off-road trips, and it has to be ventilated.
Okay, yeah, you have to get some air.
But if you're getting some air, you can get a lot of air sometimes, so this was the only thing that I could do.
What about the beak, the front?
Yeah, you have a vent over here, but you can lock it. This is very simple, but with these ones, it was quite complicated. And when riding an adventure bike, you having a lot of air in this area, a lot of buffeting, and the air comes right through the ears, and it's very unpleasant. But with this one, it was very good. I also put my old intercom system for my last long trip. It has some pockets over here. It works really nice. It's very easy to install it. This is a Sena SMH10, an old one, as I told you. It has 5 years, something like that. And yeah, the interior of this helmet.
Fully detachable, I think.
Yeah, it's detachable. You can wash it, but the interior of this helmet, underneath the lining, it's made by Korean. It's Korean, which are some like thousands of small tubes, tiny tubes that are protecting your head. And the guys at Klim are saying that in the case of an impact, it will be safer for you than having a traditional helmet type.
So it's not with the EPS foam?
No, it's not the EPS foam. It's not the classical type. It's the Korean. I'm gonna show it to you, to the camera. I'm gonna, yeah.
It's something new. I haven't seen it so far. Oh, I got it. It's like straws.
Yeah, exactly.
It looks like straws. Thousands of straws.
Exactly. This is the new feature for this helmet, for the Krios Pro compared to the old Krios. And this is not the only one, because you have several other features. The guys at Klim are saying that this one is more silent than before, better isolated, but I don't know what to say. Maybe it's better than before, but still it's a noisy helmet for my standard. Yeah, it's a noisy helmet because, of course, because it's light, it's made of carbon, and it has all these vents. Of course, it's noisy. You have to wear earplugs if you're going on the highway for a long trip.
Nobody does that.
I do it. I do it.
You're growing old.
Yeah, probably, but it's very annoying to feel all the buffeting from the bike, especially if you're not having a proper windshield. Now, there's another thing that it's a bit annoying. It's the visor, that it doesn't have, you know, that position. That's when you're lifting up the visor because it's getting foggy or something like that, and you want to breathe some, to take a breath of air. Now, it doesn't have that position, so it's either this or closed. You don't have that intermediate position. So it's a bit uncomfortable to do that, because when it's raining outside and you need to use it like that, the space is too big, and this is another thing at this helmet. Otherwise, it's got the transitions visor, which is super cool because you can use it during the day in hot sun, and it gets darker, and you can use it during the night, and it's just okay. Of course, there's that thing because you have the beak, and if you're keeping the visor open, and then in the sun you put him back on your eyes, you're gonna see the shape of the beak, and it's obvious because but it's not such a big deal. Other than that, I love it because it's lightweight. I love it because it's well ventilated. I think this is a true dual sport helmet. You can remove this visor, you can put some goggles over here. If you want to ride in off-road, you can remove this one very easily, and you can also use it for touring because it's very isolated thanks to this chin guard and thanks to my duct tape. It's really good. And those are the ministries that I told you about it. And also, I don't like that some of the plastics on the shell. Not that bad, but I would wish to have something more premium on this bike because the price is quite premium. There is one more thing that you should know. It's about the fitment. You must try this helmet because at the beginning I had some issues with the fitting, but after that it became loose, and now it's a bit on the loose size. It's an M, but it's somehow a larger M than a Shoei, for example. Here's one more cool stuff that I really love it. Is this system with a magnet. So you don't have a double D, you don't have that thing on the Shoei. You have a magnet over here, and it's very safe, and it's very easy to remove it with one hand, wearing the gloves, like this. And it's really safe. I mean, if you're trying to take it out, you cannot do it. It's very resistant, and it's really easy to remove it, and I love it because I don't have to take my gloves anymore, especially when riding in cold weather. Also the interior, I love it because it's very plush, very nice touch. You can wear this helmet whole day of riding. So overall, I think this is a good product, and I understand why you can see it everywhere this year.
This is something new for us because it's a Shoei. It's a new helmet for both of us. Yep. This is my first. I've seen it a lot at my friends. This is the GT-Air 2. It looks very, very good. It's like a candy. I love the colors. I love everything.
You have a scratch over there.
Yeah. Do you remember we filmed we filmed the bike at some point, and our camera guy, hello camera guy, tossed it on the ground, and
it was new, right?
Yeah, it was brand new, and also I had a silver visor that was looking amazing, and it got some scratches, so I had to remove it. And yeah, this is the usual one, the clear visor with a pin lock that the guys at Shoei provided for us. So it's a pretty nice helmet. It's different. It looks like a sports bike helmet, but it's not for a sports bike. It can handle a lot of woods, mostly naked, and even adventure bikes. I use it with the Africa Twin, touring and everything. I also have the glasses inside. I don't have many helmets with glasses inside, so this is pretty helpful while using this clear visor. What I'm amazed about this Shoei, it's the way it feels while riding at higher speeds. After 150 kilometers an hour, you cannot feel the wind, so it's pretty silent.
Really?
Yeah, it's a very silent helmet. You just lock it up and it's like you close the window at your car. So yeah, this is a cool feature because most of the helmet I used in the past were sports bike helmets, and yeah,
a lot of noise, a lot of air,
a lot of buffeting, a lot of everything. Yeah. With this one, it's a bit more stable. I've used it on my naked, on the BMW on the F900R, and it feels very, very good. Mostly on that bike I've used this helmet, and I needed just to tuck in. I have a small windshield over there, very good protection. The air flows very easily above it, and I also have this beak on the rear, so it can handle higher speeds. Very nice. So what I've observed about it, it's that my friends usually have the X-Spirit helmets, the older models, and this lining, it's wearing off pretty easy. after a year or two. This is the first year for this helmet, but it looks very good. It looks like new, and I wore it like more than 10,000 kilometers. So yeah, that's
every
pretty
day,
nice.
like every day since you received it, every day. And I also remember that you had it on track when we had the test ride with the Tuono.
Yeah, I've used it also on track. It felt very good. Yeah,
And with
very
the
well,
RSV.
very well vented because it's important on track. I sweat a lot. Everybody does that. It's not an issue that I have. So with the open air ducts, yeah, it was cool to use it. It's also pretty nice that it delivers a lot of fresh air in order for you to breathe to the front air duct. So this is important. I like this kind of helmet. It's the first one, as I said, for me. I had some issues at the beginning with the fitment because it was like a bit painful after a couple of hours of riding in the rear of my head. I felt some pressure, but right now I think things got in a pattern or something. Now I can't feel it on my head. It's pretty snug, so it feels quite good. And yeah, I was impressed by the lining because usually the Japanese manufacturers, especially Shoei, had some issues with the lining inside. These parts were easily coming off after a year or two from using the helmet. This one, as your suit, I never washed it because it doesn't have a smell yet, so I won't do it.
That's very good. It seems that the materials inside helmets are pretty good.
They are pretty plush and they feel very good. I also fit it because I wore it in bad weather with the breather over here and also the chin guard.
Yeah.
It's very useful. It's very protective. It also cuts off the noise with the chin guard, and it kind of feels a bit more warm inside because we've used it with the Aprilia on the mountainside where it was also snowy, and yeah, this helmet offered some protection.
What is that you hate about it? Is it something that you don't like?
The thing that I don't like is that I'm used to the double D ring, and this one it's a it's different system, and yeah, just by being used to something that you can do with your left hand only, now I have to catch everything and retrain my hands in order to lock it out. So this is the thing that I can complain about, but yeah, this is just a minor issue. Otherwise, yeah, very good helmet. I also have some GoPro mounts. Yeah, they are a must for they are a must for a motorcyclist. What else? Another thing that I've spotted, and it was pretty hard at the beginning to change the visor. It's not an easy job. You have to press a few buttons, be more.
Push more.
Yeah, push more, use more force in order to remove the visor. So that scared me a bit because I thought I will break it down. But the system, yeah, it's pretty tough, and I've managed to do it a few times. So yeah, it's a good thing. It will take you some time to learn it.
Great job.
Yeah, so very good helmet. Pretty pleased with it.
Yeah, we're gonna discuss about it the next year. So
exactly, maybe I will use it next year too. Why not?
What do you think about it?
It looks pretty rough. It can handle some adventure.
Yeah, I did about 15, at least 15,000 kilometers. I don't know, but at least 15,000 kilometers with this suit. I never washed it.
It looks like.
No, really, it looks really good. It really looks really good because I went to mud, to snow even. I went through a lot of rain. I was really impressed by this one. It's a Klim, so it's super premium gear. I think it's the most expensive suit on the market, so it should come with some features, and one of them, which is the most important, is that it comes with the Revit Pro, which means so no water inside, 100% waterproof. When it starts raining, all you have to do is to close the vents, and that's it. But the thing that I don't like is that these are some waterproof zips for the vents, and it's pretty hard to
do it while riding.
Yeah, no, it's impossible to do it while riding. You have to get off the bike, you have to take off your jacket, and it's really uncomfortable. But otherwise, it's a very good feature.
So together with the rain that can't go inside, it's also about the wind. So it's a great wind stopper.
Yeah, it's a good wind stopper. It's a very good wind stopper. It comes with a lot of protections. You have a chest one over here. Of course, you have a back protection. You have on the elbows. You have everywhere. You're very, very protected by this suit. It's very tough. It's very rough. It's like a medieval armor on you. It's like you're feeling like I don't know, like a knight with this one on you. But this is also a bad thing if you are that kind of enduro rider in the travel segment, because this is a touring suit. I used it even for off-road, but if going in off-road, I would take something lighter, because this one is pretty heavy.
And it restrains the movement.
Yeah, and you feel it like it's pretty heavy on you. And when you're going off-road, you want to feel like you're having a light suit. You have to move a lot, and also it's not that well ventilated for off-road use. This is a street suit, and if it's hot outside, and if you're going in off-road, it's a real mess. Even if you have the vents open. So
good for cold temperature, but not good for summer?
Yeah, good for cold temperature, but however, if it's really cold outside, you have to put a thermal liner, and you don't have one included in the suit. You have just the suit, so you have to buy an extra thermal liner and something as a base layer, at least these two pieces. I had, when it was colder, when I was getting back from Turkey this year, I had, I think, 4 layers under this one to feel good. So it's a bad weather suit, but it's not. You have to add up some layers under this one, some high quality layers, because otherwise you're gonna be cold. And I think that's it. And talking about the hot weather, because everybody is asking me about it, it feels okay until 30 degrees Celsius. After that, you should wear another kind of suit, and it feels okay if you're riding outside the city, not inside the city, because although you're having these vents, they're useless if you're not riding with more than 70-80 kilometers per hour. And the last thing, which is very cool, the guys at Klim, is that this has a lifetime warranty. So theoretically, if after 10 years something is breaking, like the zipper, I don't know, I can send this one to the guys at Klim, and they can fix it for me.
That's a nice feature.
And in some cases, I was talking to the dealer in Romania, and I think it's everywhere else. In some cases, if you're having a crash with your bike, you could send the suit, and they could replace or repair it for you for free, but just in some cases. I mean, you should have a police report. You have to be very careful. If you having some bad luck, you can do that. You can at least try it.
That's a nice feature.
Okay, so let's do a recap with the suit. It's very good for low temperatures, medium temperatures, but if it's cold outside, you must buy some internal layers. It's waterproof. It's very, very protective. It's very, very tough, very rough, but it's a more touring-oriented suit than an adventure suit. So it's for touring purposes. If going in off-road, you might feel it a bit heavy and a bit unventilated. And now we're gonna discuss about our motorcycle jeans for this year. They're coming from Pando Moto. This one is the Markev, and that one is the Karl Navy.
Exactly, because it's a blue navy, I think. Maybe this is the reason.
I don't know. I didn't ask them. It's a very cool brand, and I really love these jeans.
They look very good on you, let's face it.
They look very good.
The usual jeans for motorcyclists are looking pretty bad. They are bulky. They are not as tight and as, I don't know, fit. The fitment is very important, because you want to look good. You want to go to the office. You want to go to a coffee with these jeans on. And yeah, they look very good.
They look very good. I'm going to start with these ones. And after that, we're going to discuss about yours. because this model is somehow more like a casual pant. You can see, you can hardly guess this is a motorcycle jeans. There are no clues, there are no signs, but they got some inner pockets over here for the riding protections, and but they are soft protections. And these ones are looking like a kind of cargo pants. You have these large pockets over here, and you also got these vents over here, which are very useful. I would take these jeans for riding roadsters, cruiser bikes. I use them on the R18, I use them on the Honda Rebel, so I think they're very good for this kind of riding, and that's why I picked them.
For this Karl Navy model, I have some stretch bands in the back, also in the knee area, so I can wear it on sports bike, in naked bikes. I won't get the buffeting around my back. So
yeah, that's very cool, and I can see that you have a different kind of.
Yeah, these protections are pretty hard. They can be fitted with protections that are not as hard as this one, but this is more useful if riding a sports bike. I think also I can add up the hip, as you can on that one's the hip protection. I don't know how it can lose the hit inside, so it's not sticking to you, your leg, and it feels comfortable after a couple of hours of riding.
Yeah, that's very cool, and I also noticed about this one the same thing I was trying to say to you, that you can ride with these ones in the summer. They're not sticking to your leg, which is very annoying usually when wearing motorcycle jeans. So they're pretty well made, they're premium products, these ones too, and yeah, I think that I washed them for a couple of times, you can see that, and it's very easy to clean them. And you can wear it even when you're going to the office. You don't have to.
Yeah, it's easy. It's easy to remove the protections in order to throw them in the washing machine, and yeah, this is a very useful part. It's not that hard to remove because this one are on the exterior, so I just open the pouch and get the protection out.
Yeah, that's very cool.
It's very helpful.
Now take a look at this one.
Now take a look at this one.
It says vintage over here, you can see that, but it's a new helmet, vintage
This
off-road.
is vintage carbon fiber.
This looks like it comes from Mad Max. Is the Premier Trophy MX. The guys at Premier are from Italy, if you don't know about them, and we got these retro vintage helmets for this year for our special reviews, and we tried this one, that one, and some other helmets. I'm gonna discuss about your helmets.
Let's change them. Let me take a look at this one.
I'm gonna start with this one because this is an anniversary model. It looks really nice with this carbon finish, with this extra cool layer, and you got this visor with a classical closing system. It's a bit hard to operate it, at least at the beginning. It's a bit, you need to push it hard, and it's quite difficult, at least on the right one, to close it when riding. So yeah, you might put some effort over there, but other than that, it looks very cool. And these two helmets, the trick is that they're very well isolated, very well noise isolation, because there are no vents over here. Being some retro helmets, you got no vents, so you're completely isolated from the outside. You cannot hear anything, you cannot feel the wind, and this is really cool if you're riding, I don't know, on a vintage bike with a vintage exhaust.
Exactly, it says vintage all over it, so yeah, I think this will go with a proper bike, an old school machine, even the new ones, the scramblers, and
I used this one for the R18, and it was a great choice. And that one, I think it would go very well with the Triumph Scrambler.
Or the 1200, the
yeah.
BMW.
Yeah, give it to me a bit to show it at the camera, because yeah, for the Scramblers, it says MX, and it's got the old MX helmet shape. It's this, I don't know, this profile over here, and you got some vents over here. and you're getting a lot of fresh air. You can use it in the summer, but of course, if it's getting colder outside,
you can use a duct tape as you.
Yeah, and it would look more Mad Max than before. And you can remove the goggles and fit a visor, just like that. The old system of the visors. Otherwise, pretty good finish. I really like them. Some nice helmets if you wanna. If you're having
if you think about a retro bike or old school machine,
you cannot wear that. You cannot wear your Shoei GT-Air.
These are the proper helmets to go with.
Now this is my favorite jacket for summer use. Is the Revit Traction. It looks very good. I don't know if you can see that, but it's full mesh.
Yeah, so this should be good for
it's really
hot temperatures.
For hot temperatures, it's like perfect. It's like perfect. It sits very well on you. Great fit, great materials.
It looks very casual. You can use it at the office also.
Yeah, I can use it on the street. It looks really good. I use it on roasters. I use it on naked bikes. I use it on on vintage bikes. I use it on the R18, and it was quite good. And if it's getting colder, you also got this inner mesh, which is waterproof and windproof, and it's a great deal with the jacket. I wear it all the time from May to September. Every day I had this jacket on me, and it still looks really good. The only thing that I don't like is that it's got this textile part over here, and it got worn a bit because of the gloves. It's really
because of the Velcro on the gloves.
Yeah, because of the Velcro.
It was scratched.
Yeah, but other than that, yeah, it's my favorite jacket for summertime. And finally, this boot, the Revit Jefferson boot. I used it with the jacket I mentioned before. I used it on all the bikes we had to test ride in the city and outside the city. They're very nice boots. I think they're especially made for spring and autumn. They're not very well ventilated, although they have these parts over here. When it's pretty hot outside, I think you should get some proper summer boots. But these ones are also quite cool. They feel a bit heavy on your feet, and the only thing I don't like is that they don't have that part over here for the gear lever, you know. Okay, they have this leather part, but it's not hard at all. So these are something like, it's like a more casual boot than a sports bike boot, but it works really good. For me, it worked very good on most of the bikes we had to test. The sole is quite tough, and this is very important. You also have this protection over here at the ankle. So I think they did a pretty good job, and they're still in good shape after wearing them for a year, actually, because I bought them somewhere in May or something like that.
They look very good.
They look very good. So that's it. This was our gear for the last year. We're gonna use some of them in the next year too. We're gonna have some new stuff also. Thanks for watching. See you soon.